Good morning. Today we'll be proposing the annual dinner for Lush Cosmetics. Okay, so the theme of our event is Under the Sea. This is to create an underwater experience for our guests and make them escape from reality when they are at the event. And the dress code for the men and women are shades of blue or green in tuxedo and dresses respectively. The objectives is to recognize and award employees, improve collaboration among employees, and to reinforce the importance of recycling and implement it in their daily lives. As part of the sustainability goals, we also aim to reduce waste by 50%. We are aiming to invite 200 attendees, which are consisting of Lush employees and employers at the London branch. And as for our venue, it will be held at the BMA House London, known for its best CSR or sustainability initiatives and also greenest venue. It is also accessible due to its various train stations around the area, which are also within the walking distance.
Next, this is our event itinerary. After the guests arrive at 6 p.m. and do their registration, it will continue with the cocktail session at 6:30. Then the event itself will start at 7 p.m. with opening by MC, welcoming speech, and presentation of the Lush annual report. At 8 p.m., the dinner will be served and follow with trivia games, then continue with entertainment performance, which are live music and a dance performance that is also followed by a lucky draw. And at 10:15, we will have an award ceremony for best employee and all, then continue with a group photo, and that is the end of our annual dinner.
The first issue in this annual dinner, there will be a lot of decoration, and mostly that kind of decoration is made from a non-biodegradable material such as plastic. And also there will be many disposable items such as paper that will create waste and very unsustainable.
The second issue is the food waste during annual dinner. So this is the major issue that arises at the annual dinner. So if the food is not consumed well, then it goes to waste. So when organic food waste decomposes in the landfill, it produces methane gas, and which is more harmful than carbon dioxide that released by the car exhaust fumes. And next.
Atsira, you're still unmuted.
Oh, sorry. So the first solution would be to source eco-friendly dog gifts certified from the vendors. The attendees will receive a set of journals, and it will be made of recycled paper outsourced from Ashley House Printing Company. This is because they are FSC certified, ISO 14001 accredited, and they also use 100% renewable energy for their printing. They also use a zero carbon delivery company who complies with carbon emission standards. That way, we are also able to reduce carbon emissions when the items are delivered to the event.
The second solution is to avoid using papers for agenda or handouts, but instead we're thinking to share it on electronic devices. So since in this generation, everyone uses their electronic devices to do many things, so as an organizer, we will not provide any papers for the agenda or handout, but instead we will email to them the agenda and handouts 1 week before the event starts. And since we wanted this event to become like an eco-friendly event, we encourage our participants to use their electronic devices to share their presentation, to see the event agenda or handouts.
Next is our third solution is to reuse plastic materials for our decoration. So we noticed that usually decorative materials in annual dinner is just a one-time thing. So to minimize the problem, we will use biodegradable, reuse, or recycle materials for our decoration. Since our theme is under the sea, we want to reuse plastic materials or other materials like bottles for our decoration, especially on the ceiling, to create a sense of a wave or a water drop.
Fourth solution, informing attendees to bring their own containers and pack the leftover food. It is recommended that attendees bring their own containers for the leftover food to the event in order to reduce resource waste and maximize efficiency. Attendees who bring their own containers will get a badge and additional advantage of having more points in the lucky draw.
Moving to the last solution is use paper straw for beverage. So this is are much safer for ecosystem than plastic straw, which is can take until 200 years to degrade. So in the future, the technological advancement will make more recycling facilities available at lower price.
Okay, so coming to the marketing and communication, we will be using process-oriented method, and for the external stakeholders, which is our attendees, we will be creating event pages on various social medias such as Instagram and Facebook. We will be posting posters of our event, educational posts where we educate them based on the waste management and recycling, and also campaign posts talking about bringing their own containers for the event to gain bonus points for the lucky draw. We will also be communicating with the attendees via email by sending e-invites 3 weeks before the event and sending Google Forms to specify about allergies or dietary restrictions.
Moving on to the internal stakeholders. So the first point in this internal stakeholder is to communicate with vendors on the sustainability practice and how we can work together for the event. So during the pre-event, it's very important that we choose the vendors that already practice sustainability and the vendors that share the same goals in order to create a successful event. After we met the right vendors 1 month before the event, we're going to explain about this annual dinner that will implement sustainable practice, and we will discuss about the food that we're going to serve must be organic food and produced by the locals. And we will also remind them about the waste management. And then we will follow up about this again 2 weeks before the event.
Moving to the second point, it's to train the staff members on waste management. So 2 weeks before the event, the staff will taking a briefing of basic course that can help the staff to handle the waste more effectively. In addition, the staff will also be trained for the serving style food, like controlling the portion, so the food provided is not excessive than the participant that join the event.
These are our marketing collaterals, and we have event poster, invitation, event banner, and Instagram post. It is followed by the grain awareness posts. Grain positioning. Our event focuses on one element, which is waste management, where we focus on the planet first, followed by people and profit. To support this position, we have come up with several policies. Policy 1. Working with food vendors to create sustainable catering by buying local produce. These are the certificates of the food ventures we choose. It's recognized for its fresh and organic products and offering the highest quality and safety standards to their customers and suppliers. It would be measured by sending the menu in advance to attendees so that they could choose what they want, and meals would be cooked based on the number of attendees selections.
The second one is reduce the non-vegetarian dish by 50% for the meals. So it was certified by the vegetarian by Satpik. And so the menu will be divided into meals that are entirely vegetarian, that include the vegetarian dish, and meals with non-vegetarian dish. Attendees will determine their option. The positive impact is the attendees will be served with a healthy food that consists the vegetarian dish that is free from animal involvement. So hopefully more than 50% attendees will choose to include the vegetarian dish in their meal so that the non-vegetarian dish may be reduced by 50% or more if possible.
Okay, so the third policy would be to use recyclable materials for the resources used at events that are certified as ISO 14001. This is due to the loss, a lot of wastage that is generated during events, and most of the waste generated during the events are usually single-use plastics or unrecyclable materials. So by using recyclable materials, we aim to generate less waste and also help to reduce the pollution caused by the waste. And in terms of measurement, approximately 200 attendees will be using all the resources used during the event. Therefore, 100% of the policy will be implemented.
The fourth policy is categorizing the solid waste with a certification from ISO 11932-1996. Even though we have reduced the waste on this event, there will be still some waste left by our attendees. So as an organizer, we will put 10 recycle bin on our venue with 4 different categories, which are plastic waste, reusable waste, organic waste, and food waste. The intention of this is that we don't want the waste to be mixed up, so we will collect the waste and sort it into different categories. And with this policy, we will be able to improve the sanitation on our event and also make it easier to recycle.
Our fifth policy is to collaborate with venues that practice sustainability goals that already certified with leadership in energy and environmental design and Energy Start qualified buildings. We want to choose a venue that implements green venue practices, and BMA House London has been recognized as one of the top green venues in London for waste management. We would like to keep our venue clean by providing 10 recycles bin in the venue to avoid any littering actions, and it can decrease the total of waste caused by our event. And our last policy is to use organic hand sanitizers and hand soaps that Green Seal certified. Since the COVID-19 is still happening, as an organizers, we would like to ensure the safety and health protocol of our attendees. So we will provide 50 of organic hand sanitizers and 50 of organic soaps with hand washing stations on our venue, especially on the entrance gate, registration table, and every dinner table. This policy is to help prevent the spreading of coronavirus during our event and helps to maintain the hygiene of our attendees. To conclude our presentation, we managed to identify two main issues on our annual dinner. With our solutions and our policies that we created, it will reduce waste caused by our event by 50%. That is all from us. Thank you for listening. Now we're opening the Q&A session. Is there any question from the floor?